Hey everybody, Professor Doom here. And just to let everybody know, if you are not subscribed to my Professor Doom 1 channel, which now has 2 strikes, I did have 2 strikes before. 1 strike fell off due to time lapsing, and they just hit me with the 2nd strike. So I won't be able to post on there for about almost 2 weeks now. If you are not subscribed to my 3rd backup channel, not Professor Doom, sorry, Rebel Yes 23. I will leave links in the description box. Hopefully you'll join me over there, because who knows how long my Professor Doom 1 channel is going to be up. I already have a strike on this channel right here, and the way they operate, they could stack a pile of strikes on me at any time. So, folks, what I want you to do is, if you have not seen this video that I put up 4 days ago, iPetGo 2, How Did They Know This? A forewarning about the sun. So, this video that I'm creating right now is in conjunction with that video, that there's some very important information for you regarding the 11-year cycle of September 11th, 2023. The fact that Heliofont channel waited 11 years to put out this latest video, because something is definitely coming. There have been a lot of crazy events that have been taking place around us not only this year, but even before all this. There have been really strange things going on that I don't think that anybody could believe in their lifetime. How could there be so many people on board with pushing a transgender agenda on children? How could so many people be on board with that? This is okay. This is absolute craziness. Has the whole world gone crazy? You see everything with you have one entity out of Davos, Switzerland, that's trying to push all of these changes on all the people without their input, as if we are above you. You're going to do what we say because our plans are for your benefit. Well, I didn't ask them to step in and help me out. And I'm sure that all of you out there haven't asked them to step forward or do anything for you either. So who the hell do they think they are? But I'm going to show you some very interesting things here. Just remember, watch my video right here, because it's going to go in conjunction with what we're going to take a look at right here from JK Bugout channel. I do believe that's his name. And let's take a look and see what he said about this hurricane of Florida, the names, and how it ties in with what he says about iPetGo 2, but also about what I said about iPetGo 2, about the second sun materializing, about the CMEs, about the 11-year cycles, and this is the year that the next 9/11 cycle falls on, 9/11/2023, and that's why the Heliofont channel waited 11 years from when they uploaded iPetGo 2 to this year, when they just uploaded a video about a month and a half ago. Let's watch JK Bugout.
Whenever I looked up the name of Idalia, which is this hurricane that's bearing down upon Florida, the name means behold the sun. We've talked about how their Antichrist doctrine ties into Helios, and Helios represents the sun.
Which I proved is Chrono Saturn.
About in that series on PetGo 2, which I've been talking about for years. In 2017, they like to refer to that time frame in September as the time of the Revelation 12 sign. Well, apparently all that stuff is coming back up. People are now saying again you know, there's another Revelation 12 sign coming. And we talked about this repeating pattern in that series on PetGo 2. I'll leave a link in the description box if you want to watch that series. And I talked about how the hurricanes Maria and Jose came up off the East Coast, and how they were tying that into, you know, it's the Spanish for Mary and Joseph, and how they were trying to tie that into the birthing of the Antichrist. And people don't realize this. See, all these things are gonna cause people to be deceived, because people don't realize, A, the hurricanes are named in alphabetical order. Okay, so they have to, after Jose, there has to be a K, a L, and then an M. The names, although the names are chosen by men, people will think, well, the odds of the hurricanes that mean certain things going to the certain area are not in the power of men. But what I'll show you here, I'll just put up a screenshot because I don't have much time this morning, is that the weather is manipulated. Okay, the weather is manipulated by HAARP. They can use HAARP to steer weather by manipulating the pressure pockets in the atmosphere. So all that stuff I've been talking about for years, you know, it's been a learning process. But that whole pet goat stuff, I'll tell you, if you
learn to dodge a box, because this is what happens.
Sorry, folks, about the interruption. So the question then becomes, with the video I did about iPetGoat 2 and the 11-year cycles, and I started off with an example of 9/11, 1990, major event, the New World Order speech by George Bush Sr. 11 years later, 9/11, 2001, an event that changed the United States forever. 9/11, 2012, Benghazi, changed a lot of things up. And the next 11 years is 9/11, 2023. And if you look at the Deagle.com website and the whole depopulation of a lot of countries in Europe, the United States, Australia, and you have this entity out of Davos, Switzerland, that is trying to impose their will on some guy claims to have all the answers that are going to make the world better when no one asked for his input. We as a people didn't ask for our Constitution to be overturned to bring in some entity that is going to dictate how we live our life. It just doesn't seem right. But then all of these events that have been going on, all of these earthquakes, all of these volcanoes, all of these CMEs that have been hitting over so many days here. Just last night, my whole phone, the whole cell service kept going in and out and in and out repeatedly, as I was talking to somebody about going on a show with them last night, and I couldn't even go on the show because of the CME that finally just barely grazed us last night. Did anybody else experience all this? And I pointed out how the iPetGoat 2 was showing us CMEs at the very end of that production. So now, folks, I want to show you all of the interesting things that you're going to find in this TV show called 0 Hour. Let's go take a look at it. And I think that you're going to find that this Hurricane Idalia has a very interesting name that means a lot. And they named it thus for a reason. Let's take a look at 0 Hour. Guys, a quick background about what 0 Hour's about. 0 Hour is about a group of individuals, somebody high up in a government position. They're trying to bring about the apocalypse, and they're able to do so with convincing the world that the apocalypse is coming because they are able to modify the weather. They are able to modify where the earth experiences earthquakes, tsunamis, and even hurricanes. Wait till you see this.
What you are witnessing is the Lord's wrath, but it's not directed at you. The record number of tsunamis this year, not directed at you. Earthquakes, more measured above 7.5 than at any point in history, not directed at you.
The rapture has begun.
When it does, you will not need to ask. He's giving us a sign that we're on the right path. For 2,000 years, God's waited for us to evolve, to have the capability to deliver upon his prophecy. And once we find the cross, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Special Agent Rebecca Riley, Metadecting from South America. Federal Scientist Steve.
Our affiliate in Miami, we have Rebecca Salazar reporting on the conditions down there. Rebecca?
I'm here in Key West when the eye of Hurricane Alex hit in the early morning hours. It's a Category 4 hurricane, and its effects are devastating here on the Florida coast. Take a look behind me. The streets are flooded. The trees are toppled. Power lines are down.
She's awake.
Before the storm are down.
See her now.
So what is very interesting about that last part that you just saw, where they were, the media was reporting on a hurricane out of Florida, and did you look at the intense look on Mr. Edwards, the actor? That's the actor's name, Timothy Edwards. Is that it? And it was as if there was recognition on his face that everything was about ready to go bad. Because that's exactly what starts happening in the TV show, is that they're bringing about the rapture right after that. And he's smack dab in the middle of it. And that recognition about a hurricane in Florida that was coming after all of the earthquakes and the tsunamis and everything else that was that she just mentioned, and they were bringing it about. And she says that God was waiting for them to be advanced enough to fulfill his prophecies for him. And is that exactly what is going on right now? Or is it what I've been thinking, is that all of these earthquakes, volcanoes, and CMEs are all related to a celestial body or even to a second sun? And that's exactly what Heliofont channel was depicting to us. And the name of this latest hurricane that's about ready to hit Florida is indicative of them naming it thus for a reason. Behold the sun. This is not an accident. And them televising this in the TV show 0 Hour is not an accident. They're telling you exactly what's going on. They're telling you what they're going to do. And I thought that I would share this with you because, one, this gentleman is on to something about the naming of this hurricane, about the birthing of the Antichrist. That, like I said, You have an entity out of Davos, Switzerland. If they had their way, everybody would be in servitude to all of the corporations that are in league with that entity, the World Economic Forum. And that's exactly what they have planned. If you look at all of the major shareholders of 88%, isn't that interesting? 88%. 88% of the corporations that trade on the stock market are majority controlled by mainly three entities: Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. And you look at how many of them are involved with the World Economic Forum. Well, Vanguard's private. BlackRock and State Street, JP Morgan, Berkshire Hathaway, and many, many others that hold shares of majority shares of all of the corporations that been involved in this ESG stuff, the transgender agenda, the everything that you can think of. These corporations control the majority shares of these corporations. And these corporations seek to bring everybody under a corporate power run by them, with this entity called World Economic Forum at the helm. Who do you think would be involved in creating weather anomalies if they were trying to make you think that climate change was real? That a rapture was coming? Or that there was going to be a visitation? Who do you think would have the ability and the agenda to do so? Well, all I can do is put all of the little pieces together. It is up for you guys to see it if you see it. Thanks, everybody.